Ever heard of a gold card for immigration? Sounds kind of like a VIP pass to the U.S., right? Well, back when Trump was in office, that idea got tossed around a lot.
It sure did.
So today, we're going to deep dive into this whole gold card thing, see how it stacks up against the good old green card. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. Before we get into the glitz and glam of the gold card, though.
Right.
Gotta make sure we're all on the same page about green cards, right? I mean, we all know it's like the key to the kingdom, permanent residency, work, the whole 9 yards. You're basically set, right?
Yeah. Path to citizenship, even. It's been the way things are done for decades.
Yeah.
Stability, future, all that good stuff.
Exactly.
But then we hear gold card. Ooh, fancy. It almost feels like an upgrade or something. Was this just a snazzy name, for the same old, or was there a different idea behind it?
Oh, it was definitely meant to shake things up, like big time. The gold card was all about flipping the script, instead of family ties being the main thing.
Right.
It was all about merit. Like, what can you do for the U.S.? Wait. Big brains, top-notch skills, big money investments. Think like Silicon Valley hotshots or, I don't know, brain surgeons, the kind of folks who'd make a splash, economically speaking.
So not who you know, but what you bring to the table, economically speaking.
You got it.
Which is like a total 180 from how it's usually been done, right?
Totally. Trump's gold card wasn't just a little tweak, It was like, hey, let's rethink this whole immigration thing from the ground up.
Whoa.
And yeah, people started comparing it to other big shakeups in U.S. immigration history, like back in the 60s when they got rid of those country quotas.
Wow, so this wasn't just some random policy idea. It had some serious historical baggage attached to it. I bet it stirred up a hornet's nest, huh? Politically, socially, the whole shebang.
You betcha. Politically, it was a powder keg. You had folks worried about national identity, Like, what does it even mean to be American? Whose values get to shape the country?
I can see that.
And socially, people were worried about discrimination, plain and simple. Would it make it tougher for some groups to even qualify? And what about families being split up? If it's all about the money, what happens to keeping families together?
Yeah, that's a heavy one.
It is.
So we've got this shiny gold card, promising economic benefits, but maybe costing us socially and politically. Let's unpack this.
Yeah.
What were the main arguments for and against this merit-based thing?
Okay, so on the pro side, mostly conservatives, they were all about how the gold card would supercharge the economy, attract the best and brightest, boost innovation, create businesses, the whole economic boom thing. They even pointed to places like, Canada.
Right, Canada.
Yeah, and Australia. They've got those points-based systems. Like, look, it works for them.
Makes sense. What about the critics? What were they saying?
Oh, they weren't buying it. Mostly folks on the left. Their take was, this gold card is more about keeping people OUT than economic growth. They were worried about bias in the selection, like would folks from poorer countries or without fancy degrees even have a shot?
Right.
And they talked about brain drain, like if we're sucking up all the talent from developing countries, what happens to them?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So basically, this gold card is a real head scratcher. Potential upside, but also a chance of making things worse, even for other countries. Let's get down to brass tacks, though. How would this actually impact, everyday people?
Okay, well, picture this. You're an immigrant. Suddenly the rules have changed. If you've got the skills everyone wants, or a fat stack of cash to invest, boom, gold card. Welcome to America.
Yeah.
But what if you're just hoping to join your family or you're escaping a bad situation? Your chances might be slim to none. It's basically saying your value depends on how much money you can make.
Wow. So how about businesses? Would they be thrilled with this talent influx?
Not so fast. Sure, some sectors like tech and finance, they might love having more high-skilled workers. But there are always unintended consequences, right? Could it lead to, exploitation? Immigrants desperate to keep their gold card, so they put up with anything?
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
And what about wages? If companies can bring in foreign workers easily, wouldn't that drive down pay for everyone? And think about businesses that rely on family-based immigration, like agriculture. What happens to them? Lots of question marks.
So many factors to consider. And yeah, the overall impact on the U.S. economy. Who knows?
Exactly. Some economists were all, this is great, innovation, productivity, up, up, up. But others were like, hold on, this could make the rich richer and everyone else poorer. And don't forget about the impact on U.S. culture and society. Are we saying money matters more than family and community?
It's a lot to wrap your head around. It makes you think, what would you do if you had to choose between the green card and this gold card? What would matter most to you?
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Family or opportunity? a system that might favor some folks over others. The gold card might be gone, but the questions it brings up about immigration, merit, what it means to be American, those are still with us.
And that's what's so great about these deep dives. The gold card might be history, but it forces us to think about these big, important issues. What do you think? How would you balance these things if it were up to you? Hit us up with your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going.
Absolutely.
We're out of time for today, but thanks for joining us for another deep dive. Till next time.